The President will soon be signing the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. I think the most distinct features are the following. Number one, it solved New York's budget problem. So finally, some good news for Governor Cuomo. Senator Schumer has solved his financial issues. They've also, by the way, solved the financial problems of San Francisco. They've also prevented state governments from lowering taxes. This is a classic example of big government Democratic overreach in the name of COVID relief, and we all know that what we should have been doing and would have been done had this been a bipartisan discussion instead of a jam the other side approach is $500 or $600 billion directly targeted at the problem. But of course, the $1.9 trillion problem, as we said repeatedly, the $1.9 trillion package, as we said repeatedly, only had about 1% or less for vaccines, 9% or less for health care. So I think this is actually one of the worst pieces of legislation I've seen pass here in the time I've been in the Senate. The economy is coming back. People are getting vaccine. We're on the way out of this. We're about to have a boom. And if we do have a boom, it will have absolutely nothing to do with this $1.9 trillion.
Just a lot of stuff in there that begs the question about what were they thinking. But it was a liberal wish list. They've described it as the most progressive domestic legislation in a generation. It certainly lived up to that billing, but it was also a decision consciously made by the Democrat leadership, notwithstanding Republicans' efforts in the last year to get 5 coronavirus bills across the finish line, all with bipartisan support, to go one-party rule and load it up with a lot of their wish list agenda. And I think that's an unfortunate outcome for the American people. And
I think one thing the Biden administration really has to focus on is the risk of what all this debt's going to do to us. We're sitting at $28 trillion worth of debt. This will increase our debt by at least $2 trillion. We're probably in a fiscal year that we're going to run $2 trillion deficit, where interest rates have already ticked up quite a bit since November. At 1.6%, that's like $480 billion a year just in interest expense.